Here today to share with you an extreme, frightening fact of a review that was done over 5 years on Ireland. It's the endemic of sexual assaults. This review was done on 4,500 people over a 5-year period, and the results are absolutely frightening. And every man, woman and child in Ireland are in danger right now. 40% of adults experience a sexual violence in their lifetime. That's 4 out of every 10 people in Ireland are being sexually assaulted. 52% of those are women. 28% of those are men. Male rape exists. A court sentence at the moment for a sexual assault in Ireland is 10 years. Unfortunately, we don't see very much of that. It can take, actually, the UE report that came out this week, it can actually take 9 years in Ireland to get a child predator of sexual assault into a courtroom. 9 years. So this is causing a health surge within our country. As well as it being extremely criminal, the trauma and the devastating long-term implications on the victims is devastating to families, to communities, to our Ireland. The reason why so many do not get reported is, well, actually there's quite a few reasons. Unfortunately, there is an awful victim shaming in this country that should not be allowed on the most vulnerable people in our country that have been sexually assaulted. So at the moment, one of the main reasons from all the calls I have received since we released that there was a horrendous rape on the streets of Waterford 7 weeks ago. That person was walking home, was attacked from behind, was knocked unconscious and woke up half naked on the streets of Waterford. This is happening and we need to bring a very bright light to this. So a reason why a lot of victims don't come forward is because basically it's victim sharing, or shaming, I should say. So it's a case of, oh, you had a drink in you, don't bother complaining.
Don't even think about it now.
This is what we're putting up with. Aggressive men on the streets of Waterford, attacking us here. Aggressive men on the streets of Waterford. I have a permit to stand here. Bring him on. We are not going to take this abuse in this country anymore. These people are not allowed to abuse us. So the victim shaming, oh, you've had a drink in you. This is what we're putting up with in Ireland. This is why women are being raped and sexually assaulted, because these people support it. They support the attacking of women in this Ireland. So what we're really calling for here today is for training for the Gardaí. So at the moment, there are special units in every Garda station. So if you have been sexually assaulted, you can go to the special DPSU unit in every Garda station. Unfortunately, there was training given out and it's called bespoke training. That training involves sexual crime, child protection, domestic abuse, online explorations and sex offender management. Nowhere in the training is there victim support training for the guards. So we are calling on the Minister of Justice today, we are calling on the Garda National Protective Service Bureau to engage with the Rape Crisis Centre for victims of support-based training. This is needed in every town in Ireland, in every Garda station. There are 1,400 guards, and we and the Rape Crisis Centre and many more voluntary groups are willing to train and help and work with the Gardaí in supporting sexual assault victims in Ireland. So again, the Rape Crisis Centre is a 24-hour line. It's 1800 77 88 88. And I am delighted to announce, with the help of the Haven Hub in Limerick, the data community defence will mind our communities. We are setting up a policing service of community for the people of Waterford to be safe. We are setting up a sexual hub for the people of Waterford. We're training within our community, and we'll train the Gardaí if they want us to train them. We are here for our community. We are here for Éire and our children and the safety of our children going forward in conjunction with the Gardaí.
I find it very disturbing what's going on in Ireland right now. We have been cursed in this country with silence, shame and guilt. And now we appear to be cursed with name-calling too. The victims of assault. Today I'm actually going to speak out a statement from the very brave woman who was assaulted 7 weeks ago on your streets here in Waterford. She was assaulted and had to wait 3 weeks before her pulse number came in. We are here because they're not being listened to, and because there is a cancer called silence and shame that has been in this country for years when it comes to sexual assault. And we have NGO, corporations and government-sponsored groups who will do anything in their power to try and shut the victim up. Well, today, she is not a victim. She is a brave, courageous woman who is not afraid of slogans and teenage-like behaviour, sniggering and laughing and shaming a poor woman who was assaulted. You stand here with your Waterford colours. It breaks my heart. So, if we could please have just a little bit of respect, and we can all agree that a woman that is raped deserves to get her word out. This was written by her son, who is actually here on the 30th of March in the early hours of Thursday morning. Me and my sister witnessed something we would never, ever think that this horrific attack would happen to our family, let alone our mother. This changed our mother's life and our families. Seeing our mother walking in through the front door, seeing her in pain and distraught to where she couldn't speak to us. The guards informed us on what happened to our mother and said they have the perpetrator. At least he was off the streets of Waterford. But little did we know, he was back on the streets of Waterford, putting more women's life at danger once again. This is something we will never get over. Not knowing answers to this horrific attack on our mother, we do believe an arrest has been made. The message we are trying to get across is for the so-called peacekeepers, the men and women that voted to this country to keep it safe, the people that should be trained in how to convict perpetrators in this type of crime, and to give support to these victims at these times. For the women and men of of Waterford to speak up. Stop being silent. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Today, let's get this word out. This is a message for everyone. Walk home in groups. If not, call somebody. Keep. I'm sorry, I can't read that word. I'm sorry, family member at all costs. Keep an eye on your family members at all costs. If this horrific attack happens, you speak. You don't be silent. You are all strong. We would like to thank everyone for the support to our mother and family. But we wish we could say it about the peacekeepers. The peacekeepers of this country. It's time for ye to snap into reality and stop sweeping these cases under the corrupt rug. Once again, thank you to everyone here who came out to support the victim, to be here to back up the victim, to be here and support her voice and the family of her children that left this statement. Thank you to all of you who are listening with respect.
So that came from the son of a rape victim. Now I'm going to speak of my own rape, not rape, but sexual assault. So I want to explain to you the difference between rape and sexual assault and consent. 3 years ago, my car was surrounded. I was dragged out of the car. There was penises put up in my face and I was told to suck it. That person got a 4 months prison sentence. It was appealed and he walked free. So I had to look at my perpetrator laughing in my face. So we're calling here as well for the sentences. So at the moment, for a sexual assault, which is actually, we're touching you in your body, that's anything sexual, is a 10-year sentence. There's no one getting 10-year sentences. So we want to work with the guards here and the court systems and the legal system and the Minister for Justice whenever she comes back, because we have Simple Simon in there at the minute, so we'll wait for herself. She has put out some good laws on perjury, which has to be, you know, really watched as well. There's a lot of perjury going on in our courts that I have unfortunately had experienced. And there's some nutter up there again screaming at us. But so basically the sentencing is, it needs to be addressed. So rape then is supposed to be a life in prison. We're not seeing anybody get life in prison for rape. So today is very important that I want to speak about consent. It's the major thing here, is that people know that consent matters. So consent, it is not consent if someone has sex with you when you are asleep. That is rape. It is not consent if you are unconscious. That is rape. It is not consent if you are drunk or drugged or spiked. That is rape. And please, you need to know the difference, that consent matters. And that is the big letdown here. We hear a lot of people say, well, you went out with him, and this is the victim shaming. You went out with that boy. You know, you went into bed with that boy. If you say no in the middle of a sexual act, that's still consent, and it's still rape if he does not stop. So there's no more victim shaming because you had a drink or because you were spiked. Rape is rape. Sexual assault is sexual assault. We are now going to walk through the town if anyone would like to join us. And the special song that was picked today is called The Sound of Silence. because we are breaking the silence of the sexual assaults of 4 in every 10 Irish people in our country today. So we are going to walk up around City Square, and we're going to go up as far as Ballybricken, and we're going to play that song, The Sound of Silence, outside the Garda station. We want ye to hear us.